Do not forget to like, comment, subscribe and share.
I do. You know, it was really funny because, we're, in this action movie doing so many stunts covered in blood, dirt, grime, and they yell cut, and we're like, where are babies?
Yes,
and
I'm like,
off we run.
I need to go nurse.
Yeah, and so
milk is coming in.
Well, it's incredible. So with Claire Redfield, she's like the human component in Resident Evil. So she doesn't have any special powers. She has to rely on like skills and what she actually has, and so her instincts. And so it's fun to be able to play that, and I think people really relate to her in that way. They like to think that if they were Claire, how they would act in that kind of post-apocalyptic world.
But I love this film because it is very empowering. I think it's for a female-driven franchise, the most successful video game to movie franchise ever. I mean, that's something to be proud of.
Girl.
And you should both be proud of this movie. And make sure you go check it out. It is Resident Evil.
Congratulations on this movie. This is a cool thing.
I think it's cool.
Yes.
I think it's cool.
Yes.
How, when you're making these movies, you do a lot of acting to...
Nothing.
Yeah, things that are filled in later, right?
Yes. When they say action, you just do it. I started doing the films when I was 19, so it's one of my specialties, except for a type of chicken that I can make.
Am I saying that I hate white dudes? No, I'm not. And I'm also saying I don't hate white dudes.
What? I didn't.
I only heard the last part. I'm
sorry.
Sometimes I stare and I think I'm listening.
And then you're like, oh my God, I wasn't.
Yeah.
No, I'll help you. I got this one. You can catch on. Okay. No, I think
she's the most powerful one in Marvel, right? But what about this big guy here? I mean, he's gonna run for your money, right?
Looks kind of shrimpy to me. Looks kind of shrimpy to me.
Great shape, but you had to make sure you were in perfect shape for this one, didn't you?
It wasn't about being in perfect shape, it was about being able to do the stunts and the fighting perfectly.
Is there a certain regimen you put yourself through in terms of the diet, the workout? What is the feline fitness regime?
A lot. It's all the boring stuff that no one ever wants to do. It's just watch what you eat and get yourself to the gym.
Do you think Captain Marvel is able to lift Thor's hammer? She's worthy? Definitely. Definitely.
She's a great warrior, but for what? So what? She doesn't have anything that makes it worthwhile, and also my life. It's like, oh, we don't even notice the gunshot anymore.
Now the doorbell. That was the patriarchy. That was the patriarchy. That was ringing on my parade. Ringing on my parade.
I loved doing that movie because I had to face a lot of fears to actually do it. Flying in a helicopter, driving a car fast and sliding into... Yeah, I had, I think, about 6 auditions to get that part. And part of the audition process was not only acting, but fighting. And so we had this wire team, these martial artists, teaching the actresses how to do it. And I remember the directors saying they got the video of me fighting, and they were really intrigued because as they were watching it, the guys I was fighting they were putting more and more pads on. Because I kept hitting them. Like, I didn't know about not hitting somebody.
I thought that everyone bonded especially well with Goose. I thought that they acted like they real. I thought that they acted like they real.
You did not grow up as an athlete.
No. No, I was all elbows and feet and knees and, one of those classic kids that, gets too tall for themselves. I danced and I loved drama and I loved theater. Those were my sports, so to speak.
Dance.
So, yes.
But dancers are great athletes. I mean, they have.
I wasn't even very good at it.
Okay.
Well, no, I used to feel like sort of a fragile person, kind of waif-like, and it's not that I don't feel that way anymore, but it made me feel powerful. I mean, it made me feel like, wow, I'm made of stronger stuff than I thought, and that's really kind of wonderful.
Nobody better tangle with me.
Well, people will. I mean, I'm sure they will, but that's okay. I'm a big girl, and I guess now I know I can take it.
All right.
You've got to be strong. I mean, tough and strong are two different things.
Strong against what? I mean, what is it that
strong within yourself, not to become confused, not to fall for the wrong aspects of your own growth, to keep it simple, to remember that, you have a dedication to a craft, to a job, and to keep growing as an individual and to never rest in that. And, you know, that with each character, it's a whole human being, it's a whole investigation. And as you grow as a person, you know, to keep abreast of.
Does Brie Larson sing? Duh. Would Brie Larson work out? Like, hypothetically, would I at some point? Is that like a personal attack or something? Can Captain Marvel beat Superman? I can't believe you even have to Google that. Duh.
In this film, as in the last, the strong female presence who's ultimately victorious. I mean, this has got to be one of the great attractions for you. Was it a built-in factor in the second film? Was it always going to be that way, and was that what attracted you ultimately?
Well, I think what attracted me to this, the second movie, Aliens, is the fact that she's not strong in the beginning. In a way, she's a character out of time, and she's, I think, battle-weary, and she's disillusioned, and she's burned out. And the fact that it's because, really, of a reluctantly and against her better judgment, she's pulled back into a situation where she has to take over again. I could feel her mental exhaustion in a way. I could feel her forcing herself to do it, and it's really because of this little girl that she does it. But she's not anymore that same kind of rational, go-getter, eager beaver that she was in the first movie. All that is gone. It's really been killed off.
Wow, you're the captain now. I feel like first time I met you, you weren't captain, and now you're the captain.
Yeah, I was always the captain.
How did it feel playing a damsel in distress, Chris?
Ouch, no, it's not damsel in distress. But working with Danny has been such a magnificent experience. He's such a talented, intensive man, and funny as well. It was a lot of fun.
Brie, Jeremy, it's such a pleasure to be in the same room as you guys. You guys are world celebrities. Tell me, I want to ask you, does this position come with a lot of responsibility? Do you look at it that way?
Look at it with responsibility. I mean, I am committed to self-improvement, and I work at being the best person that I can be and using this platform for as much good as I can. But it doesn't mean that I don't make mistakes, but I'm very comfortable with that and allowing myself to learn from those mistakes.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm pretty accountable and responsible in my own life, at any rate. So, celebrity is not something that I use as any sort of platform to be more responsible or accountable, I suppose. But it's certainly an absolute blessing to see the joy on kids' faces.
Yeah.
That couldn't be I don't think there's a feeling that comes close to that.
You know, if you could use any superhero power from the Avengers and use it in the real world, whose power would it be and where would you use it? Or use your
I like
power?
flight. I think anybody could fly.
Flying. I
Flying
know
is
Captain
cool.
Marvel
It'd
can
be fun.
fly. I
It'd be
feel
flying
like
is
Captain
cool.
Marvel
It'd
can
be
fly.
fun.
I
It'd be
feel
running.
I'm gonna have PTSD from this junket. I mean, honestly,
Really?
it
You're
is
doing
so
so
stressful.
good. It really is.
What?
You're doing great.
Well, you know at the end of every day, I lie awake at night and I think about all the things I almost said, and it gives me panic.
Oh, you think you feel that way?
Tell us about it, Mark. How do you feel? Well, what
From the
about
past
when you
movies.
stream the first 10 minutes of
That might be the highlight. That might be the highlight.
And someone had to walk up to you at the premiere. I saw people running up and down the aisle.
Oh, that's
What are they
right.
doing? And they went to Mark going, okay.
How about you, Scarlett?
These characters have grappled with their past, and they have grappled with their destiny, and I think we've seen them over this past 10 years sort of come into their own as like fully realized people with all of their flaws, and have an acceptance of their flaws and actually come to see them as, you know, strengths. And I think that's probably reflective of a lot of the journeys we've all had in the past. I mean, just having 10 years of time and growing and, you know, having ups and downs in our lives and sharing. I mean, I met this girl yesterday who was like a Black Widow super fan. She was awesome. And she was like, I saw the first movie with you. Yeah, I first saw Black Widow when I was 6, and now she was, you know, 15. Wow. And she was like, I grew up with you, and it's so exciting. And, you know, I was thinking, God, she was a little girl. Now she's this, you know, beautiful young woman. And, you know, she probably feels also like the journey of these characters coming into their own is very much a part of her own experience. And I think that's how we kind of have reflected, ourselves within the characters as well.
People are right, guys.
Yeah.
Isn't it fun being there for all my extra takes? There for all my extra takes.
Trained you up in the apprenticeship.
So you don't do.
I do all my
this is the
stunts.
thing. I did my stunts because I thought that that's what everyone did, and then
Tom Cruise over here.
no, I want to be the first me, not the next Tom Cruise. Thank you very much.
Wow.
No, I want to be the first me, not the next Tom Cruise. Thank you very much.
Wow. You know, I mean, he does his own stunts. You know.
Sort of the passing of the torch, and Brie just has to not screw it up.
Is there any competition between the different sects, the different groups?
There's no competition for me because I'm the strongest, so it's just kind of like a different.
Well, yeah, should let her think that, but yeah.
It's not. As
You
I've
are.
said before, it's not. It's just a fact. It's not a personal opinion.
No,
and it's
no,
not a reflection on what you can't do, but it is also kind of a reflection on all that you
It's
can do.
just that you're just not that strong. But she's really smart, and but should we have a fight?
And she can eat
I
bacon
feel like
like
we're
nobody's
fighting right
business.
now. I think it's been an all-day thing. So.
Aren't you coming out with a whole line of bacon dispensers?
For me, what I'm proud of is that it's normalizing something that should have been normalized a long time ago. It's not a crazy concept to me that women can lead giant franchises and make money for corporations. It's fine.
You stole
Panic
our
attack.
hearts.
Oh, Chris.
Oh.
Oh, Chris. That's really nice.
That's sweet.
I'm still stronger than you, though.
You're not, though.
What part do you feel that Natasha and Black Widow have played in changing the way people look at female heroes?
I don't know. It's a good question. I don't know that I have total perspective on it, but the character has certainly grown in a way where we've seen her. I think Favreau got a little offended when I called her a sexy secretary. He was like, "Well, she was undercover."
Hope you've learned something and you've enjoyed. If so, you know what to do.